Am I prepared for horny? No. Are we doing it anyway because I need to wipe off the sickly cuteness from the Ordinary Traces card? Yes. Yes, I am. Hi people, it's Mimberly and welcome back to the channel. So do we remember the Tomorrow's Catch 22 event that Mim never finished because she got her husband to play for everything so she could record it at a later date? Yeah, we're back with that today. As you can see by the screen, we've got Rafayel, our mutt, with us, and I've got no words. I just really miss this event, man. So let's get straight onto it. And I still have a cold, so I apologise. As I expected, the figure restrained in the interrogation room's chair shows no signs of being distressed. He looks more like an honoured guest who's been cordially invited. When I walk in, his gaze sweeps over the row of interrogation tools before landing on me.
Is this cutesy display the best you can do for your esteemed guests?
I sit down at the interrogation table and my expression remains the same. I purposefully avoid touching the file in front of me. You're right, the usual tactics used by us are inappropriate for a triple S class predator. Especially for you, Tamino. The confined space amplifies the strength in my words. It makes Rafayel's scoff sounds particularly grating. But I'm used to this. Unfazed by the suspect's provocation, I nonchalantly continue speaking. Recently, the city became aware of Flowing Fire's great deeds, and you, their leader, proved to be elusive. It wasn't easy, but in the end, I got you in the palm of my hand. The man I considered as good as cool finally looks up. An ambiguous smile appears on his face.
I see you're still relentlessly chasing after me, like a desperate playboy chasing skirts. I trust all is well since we last saw each other, my dear supervisor.
He's not wrong. I was his supervisor back then, and we spent a considerable amount of time together. Before he became a predator, he was a renowned opera singer. Former supervisor, you mean?
Yeah. But someone here wants to reconnect.
Cocky bastard. I stand up and move closer to the railing, which allows Rafayel's gaze to follow me. It's as if he's watching a prey willingly fall into a trap. A potent frenzy enhancer has appeared on the market, and we traced its source to an abandoned building near Lincoln suburbs. The building was used to imprison predators who had been experimented on. We know one of his escapees later joined Flowing Fire.
So, you want me to help you find this person?
This individual was also a test subject. They probably have information about the frenzy enhancer.
I'm afraid you're talking to the wrong person. I'm not interested in these drugs.
Cooperation requires negotiation. I'm not here to negotiate with you, though. In other words, you're here to lend a hand. Rafayel slightly flexes his wrist, that's still restrained.
Do people in the LCBI use incarceration as a way to ask for help?
It's one of the LCBI's methods. However, I have my own way of doing things. I tap the panel in front of me a few times. The restraints binding Rafayel to the chair disappear. From this point on, think of it as my personal invitation. You can decide whether to accept it or not. Like a king of beasts emerging from its den, Rafayel takes a moment to stretch linguinely.
Once we're out of the LCBI's jurisdiction, you'll be in my territory. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a taste of being a supervisor for once.
That was intense. Okay, right, that was the prologue. Now, because I'm on the with him menu, let me go and navigate to chapter 1 and I'll be right back with you. Okay, chapter 1. After a thorough investigation, we discover a discarded audio chip in one of the abandoned building's offices. Loki, please get down from the monitor. You are adorable. Come here. It's being silly. Hoping to uncover new leads by repairing the chip, Rafayel and I return to the LCBI building. Along the way, we noticed that almost every wall was This is him now, kicking up a fuss because Mum is not giving him attention. Stop! Along the way, we noticed that every wall was hazardly plastered with wanted posters. A few of them feature familiar predator criminals, yet a majority have a picture of the man walking beside me.
The Northern District is more welcoming than I expected.
You'd be even more popular if they didn't run out of space. I turned to one of the walls to admire his accomplishments. Oh my god, I got spots here and it's really annoying me. Each wanted poster has a different charge. It'd take a novel to cover all your crimes. As I look through the charges, my gaze lands on one for the destruction of public property. Popped a balloon mascot outside a restaurant via a bite. It shot up 100 meters into the air before disappearing. The owner's testimony states that they were by the window and thought they saw fireworks. When they went outside to check, they realized their waiter was flying away.
This predator isn't picky about the crimes they commit. Thanks.
Wait a second. These wanted posters actually say you're the perpetrator? Hesitant, I shift my gaze to Rafayel's face, but the alleged culprit seems to be unfazed.
Are there other interesting ones?
Apart from some serious and dangerous ones, a majority of the charges are as trivial as he stole snacks from the vending machines. This one, and this, I don't think you do stuff like that. Are there other predators who are bold enough to commit crimes under your name? Rafayel lifts his head and scans the wanted posters. He mimics my scrutiny from earlier.
Being able to pin their crimes on me is probably the only thing you can get out of being part of Flow and Fire. It doesn't really offer anything else.
Amidst this sea of wanted posters, it's impossible to discern which crimes, if any, are actually his. Puzzled, I look at the wanted posters again and notice something odd about the photos. From impressionist to abstract art, there's a portrait of Rafayel in every possible art style. No wonder there's a bizarre mix of crimes here. With all these abstract paintings and simple sketches, you'd have to be an idiot not to pin random charges on you.
And you took your sweet time to notice something was off.
That's because I know you. Those abstract doodles just turn into realistic portraits in my mind. Sorry, my ear was really itchy.
Really?
Don't you give me that cute look, you little shit. Rafayel leans in and his face is suddenly the only thing I can see. Stunned, I try to avoid his intense gaze, but I fail to hide the warmth creeping up my neck.
Why are you blushing?
I'm not!
I just want to see what this realistic version of me looks like in your eyes.
You won't see him even if you're this close. Flustered, I raise my hand and frantically trace a simple stick figure in the air. A circle for the head, a line for the body, 2 stick arms for arms, and 2 sticks for legs. That's the you in my eyes.
It's not any different from the balloon mascot on that wanted poster.
I'm sorry, but the way he just tusked in my ear.
It's not any different from the balloon mascot on that wanted poster.
Well, that's going in the saved collection. Rafayel accepts this and puts some distance between us. Yet, as I'm about to breathe a sigh of relief, an unexpected cool sensation touches my ear.
I wonder, do you get this flustered with every balloon mascot?
Rafayel gently pinches my ear instead of the coolness of his touch sending a shiver down my spine. Heat rushes to my face. Who gave you permission to speculate about an enforcer's behaviour? And just so you know, it's hot out here. Either way, we'll need to take your photo for those wanted posters someday. It doesn't matter if you're a balloon person or a rubber ball person. God, Jesus. Rafayel is literally just a cheeky little shit, isn't he? As we reach the ground floor of the LCBI building, I sign for a package with daily necessities. Then I hand it to Rafayel. Here, carry your own things.
What's in it?
Everything you need for your stay. You don't want to spend your time in the interrogation room with air, right?
I can't tell if you're overestimating that shabby room or underestimating me.
I should have brought your wanted poster that mentions property damage. We might need it soon. I love the dynamic between these two. After staying downstairs for a bit, I contact the investigation department and hand over the recovered audio chip to a colleague. However, they glance at it once and say the mysterious chip we recovered was corrupted data. The trial goes cold. Unsure what to do next,
Follow me. I know of a secret workshop that can fix it.
Rafayel has his perks. Interesting. Oh my god, I hope my headset doesn't run out of battery before this. Jesus Christ. I follow Rafayel to the place he mentioned. As soon as we step inside, we're greeted by big band music. It's not the heavy metal or sultry tunes that are popular in the Southern District. The melody is surprisingly romantic and mellow. Aww, look at him. It's like I say, aw, and he's wearing that. The music stops as we enter and someone walks downstairs. Or rather, a predator appears. Rafayel gives him the chip without even saying hello.
This shouldn't take a long time to fix, yeah? You're not allowed to be curious, so don't worry about it.
I suppress the urge to round up everyone here. Once the person leaves to repair the chip, I whisper into Rafayel's ear. The people, predators here, are they all part of Flowing Fire?
Do you think that organization is a shelter for predators?
Then why is he obedient when it comes to you? Are you controlling them with a mysterious power?
What do you mean?
Maybe you used your voice to enchant people. You did it in Siren's Song, the opera you performed in. Aspirated, Rafayel sighs and touches his forehead. My speculations continue unabated. Does Tamino, an infamous criminal, secretly sing to himself in the middle of the night?
Your imagination knows no bounds. Are you like this with every prisoner you have in custody?
Since he's not taken the bait, I purse my lips and decide to stop prying. I'm just curious about what you're like when you sing. After all, your file says you used to be an opera singer. The leader of a predator organization and a performer in the arts. It's hard not to be intrigued since those two roles are so different.
Aren't you afraid my singing might bewitch you? You'll be at my mercy.
That is fine with me. Or I'm an exception. I could be immune to your charms. Let's put it to a test. Sing a few lines. Do you know the song that's playing in the shop right now? Oh. When Rafayel opens his mouth, the words flow naturally with the melody. He's actually singing. I thought I wouldn't be able to convince him today. I planned on being an impartial listener, yet when I recognize the song I requested, something in my heart rises and falls with the rhythm. In the span of one song, I find myself in that peaceful dream once from before. There are no predators in that Lincoln. And in this dreamy version of the city, Rafayel and I seem to have many memories together.
It's fixed.
Just as swiftly as he had drawn me into a reverie, the same person shoves me back to reality. Husband is calling me. Let me quickly see what he wants. On that note, husband has been dealt with. Let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Hi, Loki. Oh god, now my headphones are not working. Christ's sake. Is it out of battery? Okay, that signal for it's less than 10%. So let's get this chapter finished and then we'll put the headset on charge for a bit. Just as quickly as he had drawn me into a reverie, the same person shoves me back to reality. What? What is it, little one? Oh, he's being needy. So we shall cuddle him before he gets too mischievous. I hold my breath as I listen to the recording on the repaired chip. A single sentence plays over and over again. The experiment has begun. Huh. Interesting. Okay, that's literally all there was of the chapter. Oh, fuck's sake. I do this every single... You've been away for too long, reconnected to the game. Shit. Was that chapter 2? That was chapter 2. I do this every single bloody time. Okay, chapter 3. Let's go. I totally did not just sit here for 8 minutes doing basically next to shit. Ooh, it has to be the command for starting the experiments on the predators. It's not difficult to deduce that the predator who ran to Flowing Fire would be terrified of this sound. Time is of the essence. Rafayel and I grab the repaired chip and head to Flowing Fire's base. We'll use it to identify our target. While waiting for everyone to gather, I open Raphael's refrigerator and unexpectedly discover something. I'm shocked. Oh no, playful music. Honeydew flavoured yogurt drinks? I remember how you only drank that back then. I've never met anyone as picky as you. Your taste hasn't changed a bit. Raphael's hand, which is in the middle of fastening his wrist guard, pauses. He ends up securing it incorrectly. Oh, whoops.
I never got around to drinking them. They've been sitting there for a while now.
But the expiration dates aren't from several months ago. In fact, it'll be a while before they expire. Raphael attempts to bite open the fastener, but he destroys it in the process. Frustrated, he tears off the entire wrist guard and tosses it aside.
You're in enemy territory, but you still have the gall to play detective. You gotta search every nook and cranny, huh?
Uh-huh. Isn't that why we're here? The more evidence we gather, the more worthwhile this trip becomes. I busy myself with looking through Raphael's quarters, and he doesn't try to stop me. Instead, he adopts a suit-yourself attitude. A few items tucked away in a corner catch my eye. Ropes decorated with shark spikes and gloves as tough as stone. Are these Flowing Fire's interrogation tools? No wonder you scoffed at the tools in the LCBI's interrogation room. I guess we can learn a thing or two from you.
Those are only used on Flowing Fire's traitors.
When you're their leader, which predator would be foolish enough to try to think about betraying you?
What kind of leader do you think I am?
Probably a lazy one. One who's exceptionally talented with using his teeth? I'm trying to drink my tea. Stop making me fucking laugh. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. If I were to poke Raphael's face right now, it'd probably be even harder than those gloves.
I know what you're really up to. This investigation is just an excuse to go undercover here.
I don't get a chance like this every day, so of course I'm going to milk you for every bit of intel I can get. Raphael looks at me and nods. He seems to be playing along.
How do you plan to accomplish that?
By not coughing up my guts. Using only words won't work on him. I need to utilize a more hands-on approach. Oh! I reach into my pocket and pull out a few shell casings. Let's make a deal. These will be yours in exchange for intel. You can use them to make a metal fastener. It'll be stronger than the one you bit through.
We'll see how useful they are once I try them out.
He weighs the shell casing in his hand, and his expression reveals his disappointment. He turns around as if he's ready to throw them away. However, he wraps the shell casings with the wrist guard he discarded and puts them into a cabinet. He accepted my offer. Time to make the most of this. I'm sorry, I can't take Raphael seriously when he's a predator like this right now. With a handful of lightweight shell casings, I've earned myself a golden ticket to search his place. I eagerly start my investigation. What's this?
The latest neurotoxin on the market. 1 milligram is enough to make someone wish they were dead.
Okay, can I take 2? And this?
A souvenir from the last time we had an uninvited guest. Some of their blood should still be on it. I was joking.
Bitch. He presses the strange dice in my hand. Suddenly, the boring soap opera we watched together is projected onto the wall. It must be another one of his strange gadgets from the Southern District's black market. Oh, right. Since we're updating your wanted poster, we might as well rewrite your file while we're at it. Determined to turn the tables, I open a honeydew flavoured yogurt drink and teasingly wave the bottle at Rafayel. If word got out that honeydew flavoured yogurt drinks are an infamous triple S class predator's guilty pleasure, it'd tarnish her reputation, right?
You made yourself at home without my permission, and even assumed my preferences. Should I set up a dedicated observation room for you? That way you can keep an eye on me 24/7.
Do not give us ideas, please. Raphael steps forward and swiftly takes the assortment of odd trinkets I collected. He places them on the table behind him.
But Miss Enforcer, please don't tell me you forgot the real reason for your visit.
I mean, he's right in front of me. Oh. God, a cup of tea is so good this time of day. Because of Raphael's command, the current members of Flowing Fire quickly assemble. When the restored recording plays, I watch from the shadows. I immediately spot a predator I immediately spot a predator whose intense reaction gave him away. Under relentless questioning, he finally coughs up a set of coordinates. The location leads us to the top floor of the abandoned building. He's in trouble. Okay, chapter 4. Let's go. Ow, I just hit my horns. Owie. Using the coordinates that we extracted from the escapee, Rafayel and I returned to the abandoned building with the research equipment. An unsettling aura permits the air. The mechanisms hidden throughout the facility, once dormant, seem to stir with ominous intent. Oh shit. Someone rolled out the red carpet for us. They even went all through the trouble of activating these traps.
Is that it? Our hosts aren't very good at their job. This welcome party sucks.
Can I just say for a minute, I love how Raphael's voice actor really, embodies the character. We know him as the drama queen of Love and Deepspace, but genuinely his VA has made him come to life so well. I could not think of another voice to suit Rafayel now. I love it so much. It's the same with all the VAs, really. They've all done an amazing job with this game. If there were just a few floors, we could walk in and out without a problem, but our target is at the very top. It's a shame the elevator is broken. We couldn't get it working last time we were here.
Well, the other traps have clocked in. That elevator should have joined them.
Do you think you can give it a wake-up call?
This type of elevator has an internal propulsion system. We can use the reaction force to move it.
Rafayel being a smarty? Are you saying we'll be getting on a rocket? Oh. We weave our way through the corridor and avoid the traps along the way. We soon stand in front of the elevator at the center of the floor. Without breaking a sweat, Raphael pries open the closed elevator doors. The heavy metal slabs might as well be flimsy paper fans in his hands. Ah, that rhymed. The elevator is crammed with discarded research equipment. I have to suck my stomach in just to squeeze through the tiny gap in the clutter. I feel that so badly. The sucking in the stomach, it is not a thing, but except with me, I've also got to do this. Because, your gill's busty.
I don't get a VIP seat.
Maybe you should be the one to power this thing. I can investigate by myself. Oh! The thunder slam of the elevator doors is immediately followed by Raphael's fluffy hair unexpectedly brushing against my ear. Once I steady myself, he ignites the elevator's mechanism with his flames. English. Our cramped metal box transforms into a deep sea submarine that's ready to plunge into the unknown. The elevator shoots up like a column of fire and leaves the sluggish traps behind. Their attacks can't even reach us. The elevator comes to an abrupt stop at the top floor. When we step out, we're greeted by a sea of warnings. They're clearly meant for us.
They need to try harder if they want to scare anyone.
It sounds like you have experience in this. Flowing Fire's infamous crime announcements are made by their esteemed leader, huh? His ambiguous expression only fuels my frustration. Memories of countless nights at the office, all thanks to Flowing Fire's antics, flood into my mind. Anger courses through every fibre of my being. Do you have any idea how much of a nightmare it is to remove those things once they get into the LCBI system? I've lost count of all the all-nighters I had to do because of them.
Then ignore them next time. There. Problem solved.
I push down the bubbling anger in my chest and refocus. My eyes lock onto the large pile of discarded devices before us. The escapee's testimony echoes in my mind. Somewhere in this room hides the item we need.
Shh. Did you hear that?
Oh. Just as I'm about to continue our search with renewed determination, Raphael pulls me towards him. My forehead slams into his chest and I can feel the metal studs on his belt digging into me. For a moment, I can only see stars. I lift my head, ready to give him a piece of my mind, but before I can act, I freeze. The sound of approaching footsteps resounds behind us. Does someone else find this place?
They don't know what they're in for. You focus on finding the device. I'll deal with our uninvited guests.
He protect, but he also attack! Oh, with the baby! Oh my god. I meticulously scan each object with my portable equipment. Meanwhile, Rafayel unleashes flames to flush out our enemies that lurk in the shadows. Just as Rafayel finishes cleaning up, the formula for every potent... Oh my god, Mim is making up words as she speaks. Just as Rafayel finishes cleaning up, the formula for the potent frenzy enhancer I've been desperately trying to find appears before me. I whirl around, eager to share the good news. Yet, it's at that moment I see a fireball. I yell at him. Rafayel, you can't do pyrotechnics indoors! The flames are extinguished just before they spiral out of control. Crisis averted. Thank God the man can control his flames. Hello? As for the culprit, he shows no signs of remorse. Rafayel stunts over, pretending to be concerned. His index finger brushes against the tip of my nose.
You're covered in soot.
I wonder why. And whose fault is that? I swat his hand away and touched my own face. Sure enough, my palm is covered in black soot. Aww. My frustrations bubble over. I take this chance to stand on my tiptoes and catch Rafayel off guard. I happily smear the snot onto his face. Aww.
If you want to avenge yourself, I know of a quicker method.
Oh, yeah. Oh. As soon as he broke free from my grasp, he leaned in to press his cheek and nose against my face. Rafayel, your muzzle is poking me! Okay, that was kind of adorable and also cute. Oh my lord. So theoretically we should be at the ending now, right? We are! I did not expect it to get that this quick. With the new evidence, the mystery around this case starts to unravel. However, more parties getting involved means the situation is escalating. There's no easy way for me to explain this. So I'm just going to have to say it out front. So, when I am sometimes recording, sometimes my bra gets, stuck underneath, which means I have to, pry it out. And when I pry it out, sometimes they come out, put it nicely. And when that happens, it is a very uncomfortable experience for me because, again, your girl's got baps. But also the fact that I suffer with a lot of underboob sweat, so it's very difficult for me to navigate without getting messy. It's not very pretty, and honestly, anyone who tells me, oh, I wish I had your chest, or how much did you pay for your chest surgery, it would be more, what money would I pay to get them down? At this point, the back pain I have is no fucking joke. I'm talking, at work, there have been times I've threatened to buy a corset just to wear, at work, so I'm sitting straight at my desk, because my office chair is absolutely terrible, and I need to reapply my lippy before we continue. Why did I even say about that? That's going to be TMI for the viewers now. God's sake, man. Do this every time. There we go. Think I look okay? Probably not. Oh well. It's fine. They're watching for the content. They're watching for the boys and not watching for you. Okay. Rafayel, having no direct connection to this, has been released. Although his impromptu pyrotechnetics didn't cause any real damage, I still gave him a hefty fine. Unfortunately, the piece is short-lived. Today, Flow and Fire, which had temporarily ceased all activity, issued another chilling crime announcement. I decided to apprehend the suspect solo. To my surprise, I managed to extract him from Flow and Fire's base and bring him back to the LCBI without a hitch. Oh, hello.
I didn't realize the LCBI had renovated its interrogation room. Nice photo studio you've got here.
Are you reminiscing about your time behind bars? Don't worry, I'll give you a tour of your old accommodations later. But first things first, we need to update your picture for the wanted poster. I adjust the background and guide Rafayel into the chair. Surprisingly, he doesn't resist. Ready to channel my inner photographer, I set up the camera. And when the flash appears, Rafayel squints under the bright light.
Are you even good at taking pictures?
Bitch, I can take a decent photo. Fuck you. The number of photos I've taken is greater than the wanted posters with your name. I'll admit my subjects are usually crime scenes, though. You'll see what happens when you doubt a photographer's skills. I forced myself to view Rafayel through the lens as if he were nothing more than an inflatable tube man with super flexibility waiting to be positioned. A little more to the left. No, go right. Okay, your body should be to the left. Now tilt your head to the right.
You're so picky.
Despite his frown, Rafayel tries to follow my instructions. Move your left eyebrow up just a bit. The right one should go down, and the corner of your mouth needs to be symmetrical. Hey, stop fidgeting! Rafayel, who's in my viewfinder, ignores me. He walks out of the frame. In the next second, my smile freezes as a soft sensation gently caresses my cheek. He caught me off guard. Oh. And my hand still gripping the camera seems to short circuit because of the conflicting signals my brain has sent. My finger presses the shutter button before I realize it.
Looks like you got the evidence of my felony.
It was just the slightest of touches, yet my heart felt like it was ready to burst out of my chest. Rafayel, I'm adding another crime to your laundry list of offenses.
You might want to save that for later, because there's more to come.
Huh? Oh! My breath hit. Now I'm starting to stutter as I'm suddenly pulled forward. Before I can process what's happening, I found myself pressed against him. But his next move stuns me. He raises the camera above our heads. A photo, somewhere between a selfie and a portrait, slides out of the camera. It captures this unexpected moment. Why is my heart racing? Before I can reach for it, Rafayel swiftly pastes our photo over his freshly printed wanted poster. Are you trying to make me a backup in your crime or something?
The simplest way to find me is to go to you. That's just how it is, right? And take a closer look. In the photo, I'm the one backing you up.
I lean in to examine the photo and see Rafayel behind me, but that wasn't the only thing. One detail in particular stands out, a metallic button on my wrist near my collarbone. It's the same colour as a shell casing. It suits you. Well, we have your photo now. You better be careful since catching you will be easy.
You can't bring yourself to wish me well. I see.
He softly sighs, yet he doesn't call me out on my clumsy attempt at professionalism.
Someone's a little too familiar with my base. To ensure my safety in the future, I might need to relocate.
As he speaks, Rafayel approaches the city map hanging on the wall. He studies it with great interest. I walk up to him, grab a marker, and circle a place that's next to the LCBI's building. I'll help you find a spot near the LCBI. That way you won't have to travel far when we invite you over.
No need.
Rafayel glances at me before grabbing the marker and taking my hand. He writes his name on my palm.
As far as I can tell, there's no better territory than this.
Oh, why does this game is making me question that tier list. One of the reasons I've not done the tier list yet is because I haven't played through all the memories and all the events, and I want to have kind of as much background context as possible before making that video. But oh my lord, Rafayel may have just worked his way up to third. Shit, that's where Zane was. Like, honestly, at this point, I can't make a tier list. Like, Silas is always going to be on top, but we all know this. But, because, you know, I'm a Silas girly. But, I don't know, because, like, Caleb so this is where my head is currently, right? It's currently Silas, Caleb, Zane, Rafayel, Xavier. Now, Xavier's not really been able to kind of go up the ladder for me. I think, personally, Xavier is just not my personal type. But I do still love him as a character, which is fine. And when he does get cute fluff cards and stuff, you know, that will obviously change. Rafayel and Zane are kind of battling for third and fourth. maybe even second, because obviously I kind of was like, oh, you know what, I don't really feel the vibe with Caleb. Like, this was before Caleb released, right? I was like, okay, this is fine. We knew he was going to be a love interest, da-da-da-da-da. Caleb Strader comes out, oh, I've changed my mind about him, he's my second. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about Caleb that made me want to put him second. He just stole the other part of my heart. I don't know. Silas has just owned it from day one. I mean, you know, he's Silas. I mean, come on. I have a type. White hair, red eyes, and a daddy figure. If any of you have seen me play Baldur's Gate, you would have already seen that I'm really liking Astarion so far. Speaking of Baldur's Gate, that is coming next week, so keep an eye out. But genuinely, I don't know how I feel about the characters and the placements. Like, because Rafayel, I'm not sure whether I like him more because I find him absolutely bloody iconic and hilarious, or if it's because I genuinely feel something with him. I don't know, I'm so confused. I'm gonna have to take a quiz to help me out on this, I think. Oh, more quizzes. Well, I mean, you guys are not gonna complain because, you know, quizzes.